Well, it turns out there is breaking news today on pinball, and it is from Zen Studios of all people. Now, Zen Studios is the exclusive partner with Arcade One Up to deliver Arcade One Up's pinball table, and they have a real stake. They have a real dog in the fight here. If Arcade One Up doesn't sell a lot of units because AtGames just dominates the market with that $600 pinball table, then, well, Zen Studios is going to make less money. They're probably getting paid out for every single table Arcade One Up sells. And AtGames often lives in kind of a gray area where they're leveraging some existing technology, they're leveraging some existing games that can be played on their platform. And I get why they would do that. And it's kind of a pro-consumer move because if you're playing games that you maybe bought on Steam, say from Zen Studios, and you're streaming it to your Legends Ultimate or your Legends Pinball, that's pretty cool to have that flexibility. And even if I'm not big into local game streaming myself, I recognize that it's just good to have more flexibility. But Zen Studios is drawing a line. So with the Legends Pinball, let me break this down for you guys if you're not aware. If you have any kind of home virtual pinball machine, you're able to contact Zen Studios for a code that they give you one-on-one. It's not an automated process. You have to actually write them. It's pretty old school stuff. But if they approve you, they will give you a code so you can unlock cabinet mode for their pinball. So normally you play their pinball, it's designed to play on a single screen. With cabinet mode, it's designed to play on a virtual pinball machine with two monitors. That's really what it comes down to, but it's going to let you leverage that two monitor display. And I'm not sure if it also accommodates plunger actions better and stuff. I don't know about that. That may or may not be the case, but I know it lets you play with an active back glass monitor instead of putting everything in one place. So if you're going to get the Legends Pinball and if you plan to stream Pinball FX to it, this is a big deal. And what is this? Well, Zen Studios says to our DIY pinball community, we thank you for your continued support to help take our games to new heights through your innovative creations. And we wanted to let you know we will continue to make our games available on a case-by-case basis for your inventions. But we will draw the line at any non-approved commercial platforms as they may be in breach of our existing EULAs. EULA is just like a terms of service. That's just the legal stuff that tells you how you can use it. And funny enough, if you click into this thread, Good Guy Console Kits is real concerned about breaking that EULA. It's kind of funny. But, you know, he wants to do the right thing. He wants to play it the right way. So this is kind of a big deal. Zen Studios is not going to support the AtGames pinball. I never planned to stream actively. I probably was going to test it, but you know, if I get an AtGames pinball, that's not going to be my main use. My main use is going to be playing those native tables. So to me, this is all about, are the native tables going to work really well on the pinball from AtGames? Is it going to be fully optimized for the hardware? It sounds like it will be, and this doesn't change any of that. So I just want to be really clear. This doesn't break that machine, but it does take away one of the feathers in the caps, which is you're going to be able to play all your existing Pinball FX tables on a virtual pinball. And if you read that second message, if you read this second tweet, a case-by-case basis for your inventions. So Zen Studios is going to continue to support the build your own market. You know, if you want to go out and spend a few $1,000s and build a really kick-ass virtual pinball machine and then use Zen Studios, you're still going to be able to do that. And that might seem obvious, but you know, they could have shut that down. They could have said, well, we're partnered with Arcade One Up right now. We don't care if you build your own stuff. We're not going to support it. And they're not saying that. So that is good news. So anyone who wants to attack Zen Studios for this, you know, keep that in mind. They could have taken this a step further. And they could have just totally opened it up and allowed you to do an AtGames. But, you know, they're looking at that as well. Why would we want to support that? That's money we could be making with these pinball machines we're doing. We don't have a relationship at Zen Studios with AtGames. Why would we actively support them? Bottom line, I don't really fault them for this. Not the end of the world. Again, Arcade One Up did retweet this, so word is getting out. And yeah, I mean, it's part of the equation now. When you decide, are you going to buy the AtGames Legends pinball? You're going to buy the Arcade One Up pinball? Is this part of that decision? Again, for me, it is not. It's not at all part of the decision. I'm going to be looking at things like build quality. I'm going to be looking at things like responsiveness and overall playability. You know, that 60 frames per second, does that make a difference? Is Arcade One Up also going to do 60 frames a second? We think they are, but we're still waiting to find out for sure, and hopefully we learn that very, very soon. For now, when you look at the spec pages on arcade1up.com for the pinball, it's just some photos like I covered in a previous video. So there's really not a lot of information here. We know why this is happening. It is because of that exclusive partnership. And I think we're going to have to wait for a little bit more information on the Arcade1Up pinball to know for sure what the best pick is going to be. But some of you probably already made up your mind, so let me know below. Actually, before I leave, I want to take a moment to flex. Arcade1Up just posted a mini Pong and actually covered this 2 days ago. So I covered this as a product from Eunice. Eunice is a company that makes full-size arcade equipment, and they were looking to get into the home market in a very serious way. Well, it's the same product I covered, but Arcade1Up does have exclusive rights to distribute this product in the United States. I didn't want to break that last part in the video because Arcade1Up hadn't gone public with it yet. I had the information, but it wasn't from them. It was from another party. And so I figured I'll just sit on that for a little bit. But I did want to let you guys know about this mini Pong, and it does look like it's a little smaller than I originally thought. I think it's a 7-inch monitor. So small product, but if they get the physics right, this thing is going to be a lot of fun. If these paddles feel right, they feel similar to the original full-size Pong table, and this monitor size is fine as long as the physics are good. That's my view on it. And then of course price is going to matter, but I don't think this is going to be very expensive. My guess, and I don't have inside info on this, it's just a guess, but my guess is we're looking at a $100 product, maybe like a $70 or $80 product, but I don't think we're going to be over $100. So anyway, just wanted to flex, got some news early, but couldn't tell you guys all the details. Well, now you know this is an Arcade1Up product, at least in the United States, and will be distributed elsewhere directly by Atari or by Eunice, depending on the region. Thanks for watching. I'll talk to you later. Hey, consider hitting that join button to support the channel, and thanks so much for watching.